Hey, what up? Sweet. Hey, good morning, crew. What up? James Rice. Wednesday morning. Sun is shining. We have rain in the forecast, so I guess I get a little of both. We get some rain to fill our water reserves and our reservoirs, and we get sunshine to brighten our day. Nothing like a little sunshine, a little vitamin D. Anyway, all that being said, appreciate each and every one of you jumping on. Give this thing a second or two to warm up. Got some information I want to share with you. Again, Tabitha, appreciate you. Chat today. We can definitely go live. Appreciate you in asking. Where do any of you want to start? Questions, comments, thoughts? Give me a yell. Where do I want to start? Actually, I'm going to let this thing warm up for just another 2 seconds, and then we'll hit it. I had a couple exciting, or informative, thought-provoking phone calls this morning and text messages. Want to simply share with you what I learned. Now, funny thing is, you may be thinking, wait a second, James, didn't they call you to learn from you? Well, that's true. But the cool thing about being on a Zoom, on a call, on a live, on a whatever, is really it's equipping me to go further. I'm listening to myself, I'm listening to them, and then I'm saying to myself, what do I need to do? So I might sneeze. If I do, let me know. I'm gonna sneeze there somewhere. Woo! Wow. Turn that one into a real D. Anyway, I hope you're off to a good start. I am. Food for thought, plant this in your brain. We're talking about March, right? For many of you, most of us, it's a noun. The question is, will you turn March into a verb? And will you march intentionally into what you want? It's interesting. Plant a couple seeds. Let's take a look at my rice and shine real quick. We could talk the entire time just about the rice and shine, which says something like challenges don't something. They're the opportunity. Oh, we don't grow when things are easy. We grow when things are hard, or we grow in our challenges. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when things are hard. Here, ponder this a little bit. As I went to share that and had read it, pondered it, meditate on it this morning, I thought, you know what? It's kind of not necessarily true, because easy presents its own challenges many times. Because easy can make us soft, and easy can indeed be a challenge. Ponder that a little bit. You watch some of these people in our Prove It community, in this case, but it can happen in any business. Here's an interesting piece real quick. Someone was chatting with me about, your morning live is all about proving. I'm like, no, it's not. The same steps and pieces that apply in helping you be successful in your home-based business, in your Prove It community, applies to everything you do. The same communication skills, the same daily intentional steps, the same marching forward. It's in everything. The same that it starts with you. It's everything. Okay? In fact, I won't go down that road right now, but I thought it was interesting, again, that people think in the hard times are the only times we learn. I would question that many of us in the easy times have learned our greatest lessons, because I'm seeing this today. In fact, I see people who come into this community. Let's see what Tamara said. That's true. I think it's easy, allows us the time and space to work on growth in certain aspects. It does for sure, because there's definitely people in our community who will come in, they'll put in 6, 8, 10 people a month, and they're touted as a rock star. They're touted as amazing. They get to be on a live, they get to be on a company Zoom, and they think, wow. Well, first and foremost, we're not in frontline marketing. I'm not in a home-based business of selling. I'm in network marketing. I get paid because I have a network. So if I put a bunch of people in my community, yes, that sets me up to create a network. But if I don't, it won't go anywhere. I'll show you more rising stars who put 10, 12, 15, 20 people a month in their business that are not even around anymore. Why? Because they had so much hot smoke blown up their rear that all they could do is listen to themselves and watch themselves and say, thank you very much for all the compliments. And they never learned the daily activities that are going to help you build a network. So they may have attracted and signed people up because they don't have a lot of influence and credibility, but they never engaged them. So be careful that you don't fall into that trap of it being easy, and therefore you think you've got it. And so then you as a leader or you as a student don't continue to be a student. You immediately want to be a leader of your team. Well, you don't even have a team. So if you want to lead, what up, Anna? If you want to lead a team, people, have that team be you. Continue to put in 6, 7, 8 people. Even step back. Continue to know what your why is. Continue to be plugged into leadership. Continue to be humble and work on your transformation. Was your goal to drop 40? You dropped 20, signed up a dozen people, got platformed like a rock star, and now you forgot about your transformation. My daily intentional action, my march each day is to work on myself and my transformation. Because without that transformation, without my transformation and really others' transformations but mine, I don't have a benefit to share that people are going to go, I want some. Okay? And I'll tell you right now, I'm not using pictures and filters and such to make me look like someone I'm not. Okay? And I'm not using stories from my past. Are you? Ponder a little bit. What's up, Kara? How are you? Ponder that a little bit, people. So be careful. And Kara's got one of these in her community, that we don't build them up too much for doing one leg of the activity, the transformation, one leg of the activity, putting a bunch of people in. Okay? That doesn't build your business. It starts your business. It gives you opportunity. But if you don't then engage those people into sharing, it'll never grow. Okay? Me personally, after pondering growing a team and motivating people, I've switched back to my business, thank goodness, before it collapsed, and got back into phase 1. I need to put 2, 3 people in. Now, that may not sound like many to you when you look at the people putting 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 in, but how many people are in their 6th, 7th, 8th year and still putting in 2, 3 people a month? And if each and every one of you, each and every person in my community put in 2, 3, and I didn't have any of the 15, 20s, and those 2, 3 were working away at connecting and engaging, I'd be a very happy man. Thanks, Tabitha. So ponder that a little bit. And that's why I'm coming back to myself. In my fitness, I'm in phase 1. Bench press, dumbbells, some machine maybe, and dips. Legs, phase 1. Squats, leg press, leg curls, lunges, something, phase 1. Eating the same foods. Weighing myself daily, measuring, taking body fat composition, phase 1. In my faith, my reading, the Bible, church, phase 1. Ponder that. I hope that makes a little sense. Stay in the grind. So now a person chats with me. Actually, I'm going to go this route. Part of my grind is, what am I reading? Which many of you are aware, your daily walk. Oh, by the way, I think the books are being delivered today, so I'm super excited about that. So we're going to sell those things. A little bit of pre-sales. This is an interesting piece. We're reading in for Samuel. Samuel's crowned Saul as the king. Saul, though he had some moments, followed his heart instead of following the laws, following his Lord. And now we're headed towards David being king. Check this out. Great occasions do not make heroes or cowards. They merely reveal them. I just love that. Great occasions do not make heroes or cowards. They merely reveal them. So think about that. The challenges help you grow. I would say the challenges and the heroes and the successes are chances to help you grow. This is interesting, well, leave that one. Let's see, 22nd. So I could read some more. You know what they're chatting about, though? They're chatting about this difficult situations that David was in. And just the point is, patience is accepting a difficult situation, in this case, without giving God a deadline for removing it. It means waiting without worrying. And to me, I would even add to that, it means staying in phase one and gathering the knowledge to get through the phase and working on it, okay? On a daily basis. What did Timothy Keller have to say? Love my Proverbs. Love the wisdom that I'm gaining. I guess I should say I'm gaining knowledge. If I apply it, it'll be wisdom. In Timothy Keller, they're talking about Job. This is what I like. Job repents not from his sins, which weren't an issue, but he abandoned the idea that he has to know. Kind of like it said in here, which is interesting. It's like, you don't have to know the reasons. You have difficulties. My job is to be in it and work through it and be patient. Okay? So then the point is, Job learns that God is God. He doesn't owe us an explanation. What we owe is to simply serve him because of who he is. Interesting thing, people are like, that's unbelievable. Really, how many times have you told your kids, I'm the parent, it's the way it is? These are the rules. You'll understand them when you're wiser. We want our kids to do it and follow us, but we don't want to follow our creator. So just an interesting piece, in how do you, what's up, Michelle? Michelle, is it Alex? Did he sign up? Did Reese sign up? I'm just kidding. When's Austin doing another video? I love those things. And how are you? So, people, my point is, when you're in difficult situations, or when you have people in authority, do you want to sit and question it? There you go, Jesse. Do you want to question it, or do you simply want to work through it? When the Prove It site isn't working the way you want it to, when shipping isn't the way you want it to, when delivery dates aren't the way you want it to, do you work through it and accept it because you can't change it and make the best of it? Or do you want to be mired in it? That's simply my point. I'm not saying I enjoy it. I'm just saying I have choices of how I view it and how I address it. Okay? Here's my favorite part of the day. Hope you're still listening. So I had a chat. This is interesting. Someone was talking to me today about what they were doing and what difference they were going to make and how they set up their morning. And they were for a while they were up and they were doing it doesn't matter what it was, some reading or the activity. And they said, of course, I didn't keep doing it. Well, that's not true, people. Get rid of that language. Okay? Because there's things in your life that you start and do and continue doing. There's things you don't. So the things that you don't, adding the, of course, I didn't stay with it, does nothing but put a negative mark and feeling and energy in your soul, okay? If you really think that you start in a course you're not going to, what do you think your people are going to think? If you don't believe in connecting, that's why they don't connect. If you don't believe you're going to stick with it, then you're not going to. And that, of course, is not right. Let it go. You may not have stuck with it, start again today. Okay? How many times I started working out? before I started and never stopped? You know how many times I started on a business project or a launch that may not have went through the way I wanted to, and I just kept looking for one? There was no of course not. There was no of course not. That is language that you should never use. The self-deprecating, I think it is, the limiting belief language has got to go. Here's a piece that I shared is, people will chat and then you listen to your gurus who talk to you that you're need these affirmations, and that your insides doesn't know reality. It only knows what you're telling it. Okay. Here's my own personal opinion. Okay. I believe that your soul's not stupid. You can add all the affirmations you want, but if you don't truly believe them, they're not going to sink in. They're going to bounce off that like rain off your windshield. Okay. So even if you start your day with your morning affirmations, but you don't believe, now in your mind and heart, you're seeing things that point out to you that you're a failure. You think that those seeing things, and that's how you feel, don't penetrate your soul. You're kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. To me, your affirmations are only as good as your belief that you're worthy. And the interesting thing is, whether you believe it or not, you are worthy. The first thing to change is the soul and the belief about yourself. Now, you don't have to feel that you're all in and that you have it all, because we probably don't, but you have to believe you can. You have to believe it's out there. You have to believe it can happen. Now you're set up for success, because knowing why you want it, getting plugged in and taking daily intentional action and marching will help you achieve it. But if you truly in your soul don't believe that you can, that you're not worthy, I don't care what you tell yourself. Ponder that a little bit, okay? So what we need to do is we need to start there, and we need to have a plan, and we need to stick with our crew and our community and take daily intentional action. Does that make sense? Because I firmly believe, this is an interesting piece, because this young lady was inviting people to the Zoom and they didn't show up. Okay? I firmly believe that when I know what people want, in fact, go on, she was talking about she had 8 promoters. I don't know how many promoters I have. In fact, if you think a promoter is someone who signs up to be a promoter, you're mistaken. Okay? That's someone who signed up to be a promoter. You don't know what they're a promoter until you see the action they take. And how do they work on it, and what's put before it. Is buying some new toy, doing some fun activity ahead of business activities? It's cool. Now, the cool thing is there's nothing to be down about. All that's doing is showing you where they want to be. I'm not concerned about who's not on my life. I'm concerned about who's on my life that I don't grab and help grow. Michelle down in Lakeside, she had some pieces going on that she wasn't showing up. Now she's on my live. That means I have an opportunity. The key is, will I grab her and go? Okay, so there's a couple pieces to remember. I need to keep doing the same activities, but to new people. She's talking about her 8 promoters. I need to find 8 more, and out of that 8, find the 1 or 2 that want to show up. And I need to have them show up the way they want to show up. Again, go back to my buddy in his gym. They all pay dues, the members. That tells me nothing. What tells me something is how often they show up, what equipment they use, how intensely they use it. Does that make sense? What up, Alicia? Does that make sense? So I've got to be enough of a leader and be wise enough to understand that they've signed up for something. They said they're a promoter. They said they're a customer. What does that mean to them? What do they want to do? And then when I know what they want to do and I celebrate that and help them engage and have success, they'll stay and they'll take more action. But to expect them to be me, and my definition of a promoter is setting me up for failure. It's not their fault, it's mine. Because I didn't ask them. Oh my gosh, a whole table of people came in to eat dinner. I know they're going to want drinks, appetizers, entree, and dessert. That's my expectation. That's what I know they're going to want to do. But when they don't, it doesn't mean they're not a customer. It doesn't mean they won't tell 6, 8, 10 people who will come in. So if I go to them with an energy of they said they want to be a customer, but they don't want a drink, they don't want an appetizer, they just simply want a salad, and not even dessert, what value do they have? Now I'm missing the opportunity. Being a customer, being a member, being a promoter is only their statement. I need to see what their intention is and what activity they'll take. My job is to help them have a good experience. You guys can hear all you want about the P&W. Not a single one of them was a promoter. Not a single one of them. They were scared to death customers who would take action. Drop 50 pounds, make a video, throw on some swag, show up at an event, invite a couple people, and then do it again. Katie Fish will tell you. That's where she started. But by having a testimony and a transformation and being willing to share it, she grew a massive business. And what does she need to do now as a leader? She needs to stay in phase 1 and do what? Transform and share and bring new people into her business and be the example. Make sense? This is an interesting piece. As I was having that conversation with Carrie this morning, she was chatting about, see, Aunt Terry can tell you, Katie Fishmo, they signed up as customers. They may have signed up as promoters, but they'd probably tell you they weren't promoters. They were customers who weren't even sure what they wanted to do. They knew they wanted to be somewhere. That's what you got to help people be, is be where they want to be and help them share. And Katie Fish wanted to hold a mastermind, and Aunt Terry wanted to hold a KLP, and it's what they wanted to do. Oh my God, that's awesome news, Michelle. Please jump in and celebrate it with someone, maybe Bobby or Jamie, and let's help with that. Let's help him succeed. Let's have him share. So people, if what that person signs up for is irrelevant, what they want to do, what's going to grow your business. I'm going to say this again because I have some people on here who built big businesses and are wondering about their team. And I think I've chatted with Aunt Terry. Get back in phase 1. Highlight your transformation, others' transformations, and sign up 2 or 3 new people. Will it happen tomorrow? Maybe. Will it not? I don't know. I saw yesterday. Yeah. So that's where I need to be, and I need to hold a KLP, and I need to hail a tasting, and I need to show up in Vegas, and I need to, and then grab the ones who follow, and whatever they want to do is fine. This is a funny piece. Such and such said, I need to get my head out of my ass. This is a funny, interesting piece. People ponder this. Yes, you do, James Rice. Not just some of the time, not just in this instance, all the time. That'd be your pro tip that I'll leave you with. People, be looking daily as to where I can get my head out of my rear end all the time, not just some of the time. The point is, the more action you take, the more that you're engaged, the more that you're doing, the more that you're leading by doing, the more that's going to happen. And so the more that you stay in the process of taking action and going and doing, the more you're going to succeed. A little less thinking, a little more doing. A little less thinking, a little more doing. Cool? All right. I'm going to leave you. I will tell you, if you like what I'm doing, share it. Maybe this will be another tool, another piece for your people to hopefully grow. Okay? You see this real quick. I need to save that. Got it. That's funny. I've been wanting to see that group. Anyway, cool. So I'm going to let you do your thing. I hope this made some sense. I hope it adds some value. I hope and pray that it helps you take, step 1, action. Not how do I get them to? How do I raise them up? How do I give them a pep talk? Give yourself a pep talk. Give yourself a pep talk and take more action yourself. Okay, I'm going to let you do your thing. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you have a good day. If you like what I'm doing, share it. Share it with a couple friends. The more they get plugged in, the more tools they have, the more action they take, the more they'll grow. Okay, appreciate each and every one of you. I am on to my next